Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're out in the shop out here with the Fox Body, LS Swap Fox Body. Just a few little updates here. I got the cross member in for the transmission. I have the Holley harness ran into the car through this grommet here. It's coming together. I got some of the original wiring here that I'm going to have to run to the solenoid here. So what I plan to do is I'm going to come from the back of the car, since that's where I'm putting the battery, and I'm going to run the battery cable up through the firewall and come to the original solenoid, where that's how I'm going to end up triggering the starter and everything. I'm going to use the factory starter solenoid to trigger the LS starter or 5.3 starter, whatever. But there's still some other wires I have to go through. I've deadheaded a lot of them. You know, these, I'll end up capping them off. They went to, I believe, some of the fault indication stuff that was original to this car that's not going back in it. So I'm just trying to go through the wiring, clean it up, you know, get everything I need running. I'm going to try to make the tach work. It's up here. Now this was a V6 car, but on these older Mustangs, they had the switch to go from 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder to 8-cylinder. So I'm gonna throw it to 8-cylinder. Hopefully it'll work. Not really sure if it will or not. Like I said, the transmission cross members in. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go under the rear of the car, drop the tank. I messed up installing the Aeromotive hat in the top of the tank. I didn't read the directions until after I did it. So there's a little return line that comes all the way down, and instead of putting that in the sump of the tank, I put it on the outside thinking it might churn the fuel or aerate the fuel. And then after reading the directions, of course, it says it has to be in the sump with the actual pump. So I need to drop the tank, fix that. Which is fine. I never ended up putting my filler neck in the tank anyways, so it'll give me a chance to get that knocked out. So I'm gonna get it on jack stands, do that, and then we'll come back, and I'm probably gonna try on working to get the Holley stuff ran to the back of the car for, you know, this is my power lead here. So I'm going to get that ran to the back of the car and get a battery in it. And maybe we can do our first turnover tonight. It won't be its first start. There's still some other stuff I got to do. I don't have a cooling system yet. This is just the Fox Body radiator that's in the car from when I had the 6-cylinder in it. So my plan here is to get a dual pass radiator, which will put the inlet and outlet on the same side. Since these are both pointed this direction, it'll make it super easy to hook up. So that's my plan for this evening. Should be working on the Chevelle, but it's kind of chilly outside. It was raining earlier, so the ground's still wet, and I just want to take my mind away from that for a little bit and work on this. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back with any updates. Alright guys, so I got the Aeromotive hat out, and I'm glad I had to do this because in the process I ended up nicking into the insulation on my positive wire here, which, come to find out, was wired wrong when I got the pump and hat and everything. So if you see, positive is on the left, negative is on the right. You flip it over, you got the black wire going to the positive, and the red wire was going to the negative. The only reason why this wire is disconnected was so I could put heat shrink on it over these connections here. That way, you know, it didn't arc out inside the tank or anything like that. And I plan on putting another piece of heat shrink over both wires. That way it's protected when I'm sliding it in and out of the tank. So I'm going to fix this. I'm going to put the black wire on the negative and the red wire on the positive like it's supposed to be. So good thing I did this. Alright guys, so I've been at it for a while here. I've got everything wired up. I've got this is the car wiring. I'm tired, so bear with me here, guys. I got this coming off the battery. I know that's not thick enough to, I'm sorry. I have this coming off the battery. I know it's not thick enough to trigger starter. I just have it temporarily mocked up so I could run power to the car. I got an 80 amp fuse in there for now in this fuse holder. I will, like I said, beef all this up. I'm just testing right now. So I got the handheld 3.5 inch screen here for the Holley. I'm about to plug it in. I have all my wiring. So right here I've got a fuel pump relay. This is a factory Ford relay. It had nice thick wires going to it. So I figured I'd use that to trigger the fuel pump, which is wired up. I've got it fused here. I believe that's a 30 amp fuse in there right now. All that I have left to do is to hook up this wire to positive, this wire to positive, this wire to negative, and then I should be able to go ahead and oh, that sounded bad. I hope I didn't just fry my Holley. So yeah, I really hope I didn't just fry my Holley doing that. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in and see if I just fried my Holley or not. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so moment of truth, see if I just fried this thing or not. I think everything looks good, so I got lucky on that one. My lights are all on over here. I got a red light. I believe that's from my O2 sensor. I don't have it hooked up, but I'm sorry this buzzer is really annoying. Holy crap. Shut the door. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pre-program all this stuff, the TPS auto set and all that stuff. So I'm not going to be able to crank the car tonight. I don't have the starter in. I don't have the positive going to the starter, but I'm going to go ahead and install the starter tonight after I go through the wizard and everything. I just want to make sure it works. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and cut this video here. I've gotten a lot done in the last few days. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video where I do the first start. Bye.